All right, let me get my mic up on there first.
You ain't got way down there. You need to put an extension on yours. They short, they ain't that short. Go underneath the
I'm just gonna go on this one.
Go ahead and give me a microphone check on there. Oh, I told you that thing was low. We need to raise that. Once you raise it, they're not raise it. Okay. You can raise it, even if she stands there. Go ahead and give me a microphone check while you're up there traveling. Give me a mic check.
Hey, we're checking all the microphones here. We are talking right here and should be working for everybody.
Yeah, I got mine straight. I'm almost not on 10, but it's up.
Well, I'm just going to show you how it's going to look. She's not. They bring it up. Hey, how you doing, love? Did you get married yet?
I did.
Married?
Yeah.
Congrats, sister.
Thank you.
Go ahead and give me my
Mic check.
That's by your neighbor, man. Come on, man. You gotta raise that.
You gotta break my camera.
See, they bringing out the podium
Are
anyway.
they bringing out the podium?
Oh my God.
Been out here for 3 months. They gonna bring out the podium 2 seconds before.
All right, I'll call you right back. But okay.
The stand, whoever try to raise it is like sitting on the middle pole.
Yeah. That's that would be.
Right?
Come get y'all stuff. They bring out the podium.
We were out here for 3 months. All of a sudden, they bring it out here for 2 minutes before the presser.
Hey, wait, she saw us out here while she was telling us we was doing that. Goodness gracious.
This is my mic stand. My light stand.
No, it ain't.
Oh, I'm sorry. It looks just like mine. Sorry about it. Sure.
Let me go on and get this out y'all way.
Shit, that looks just like mine. I need that.
If you can hold this one, you set me up that way. You know. Lord.
I'm always doing this job, bro.
I know.
Sorry. Were you saying excuse me to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hello, do we meet?
I don't think so. How are you? That's my we are, yeah.
I'll bring it up a little bit closer. 4 hours later.
Yeah. There was some
Yeah, but they're gonna have to
Yeah, they're gonna have to stand behind me. Yeah. A little bit more.
There you go.
There you go.
Especially carry presents, right? I like the way you smile at me. It turns
Oh, goodness gracious.
Tell them, go back. Come back here.
I need their as well.
Hey, y'all got to walk
We
by.
out there for
Goodness
3
gracious.
months, and all of a sudden you got one to step out here.
Well, the court
had technical difficulties.
Ain't got nothing to do with this. Ain't got
That's
nothing to do with this.
Dale, you ain't be doing anything.
I was like, I had to be in there.
We want the walk of shame, but no, we can't have that.
You want to do hair? Yeah, that's right. You can just clip it like right here.
Will this work?
Yeah, why I gotta be all on the end, man? Why you?
Shut up.
It's a DEI.
You're lucky to be up there.
Why you gotta put my mic way back there, yo?
Darcy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
You got it?
Good morning, everybody. Everybody can hear me? Everybody got thumbs up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Ready? It's still morning. Good morning, everyone. We're here for the press conference to discuss the sentencing of Harold Landon III. You'll hear from State's Attorney Tara Jackson and then County Executive Aisha Braveboy. State's Attorney Tara
Good afternoon. or morning. Today marks the conclusion of a tragic chapter for our community and most importantly for the family of Mariame Sylla. I do want to first take a moment to acknowledge the tireless efforts of the team that brought this case to its resolution, and then I'll limit my comments. Special thanks to our county executive, Aisha Braveboy, who is here with us today. She initially tried this case with skill and with dedication and with passion before assuming her role as county executive. Her work laid a foundation for justice in Ms. Sylla's case. And of course, I want to recognize the chief of our homicide unit, Jonathan Church, who along with County Executive Braveboy carried this case forward, navigating its complexities with professionalism and dedication. Ms. Sylla was an educator, a trusted member of our community, a teacher who dedicated her life to shaping young minds and inspiring students. She was a person, a human being. And Mr. Landon took her life. But today he received a sentence of life without parole for committing the heinous acts against Ms. Sylla. While today's sentence cannot return Ms. Sylla to us, it stands as a testament to her value to this community, to Prince George's County. Violence has to have the harshest of consequences because of the impact it has not only on the victim, but on the families of the victim, the friends of the victim, the defendant's family, and the community as a whole. And as was said in court, we have a collective responsibility to do justice. And I'm so proud that as a community, we were able to bring justice to Ms. Sylla in this case. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our county executive.
Thank you so much, State's Attorney Jackson. I also really want to thank my co-counsel in this case, Jonathan Church, who handled the sentencing today. I don't know what to say. This was the last case I tried as State's Attorney. This case meant so much to me. Ms. Sylla went missing and presumably was killed on my birthday. 2 years before we tried this case, and that resonated with me because I got a call from the teachers union asking if I could help them find a missing teacher. And you know, of course we didn't know what the outcome would be at that time when I received the call, but that call I will always remember. When the suspect was identified and we held a press conference to announce the arrest, I met Ms. Sylla's sister, Ms. Toure. And Ms. Toure, she meant a lot to me as well. I have a sister. And I thought about if something had happened, this heinous happened to my sister, how would I feel? What would I want the prosecutor's office to do? And so this case, in so many ways, touched me, not only as a prosecutor, but as a sister. And so I had to try this case. Jonathan Church, who is an outstanding prosecutor, if you can come forward a little bit, we worked together to build this case along, of course, with our colleagues at the Prince George's County Police Department. I want to thank Prince George's County. I've said it when I was state's attorney, and I continue to say it. We have a homicide unit that is second to none, the best in the business. So working with them, we were able to build a very strong case and get a verdict of first-degree murder, which was appropriate. And the sentence today of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole was appropriate. Because, as Jonathan Church stated during the sentencing hearing, this act was not caused by some type of rage based on substance abuse. It was premeditated, it was calculating before, during, and after this heinous, horrific incident that really rocked our community to its core. A teacher, a mother, a devout member of our Muslim community. She was a peaceful person. And unfortunately, tragedy fell upon her. But her memory will remain with this community forever. She has not only colleagues, but students who she taught, who will always remember how she treated them, and how she cared for them, and how she encouraged them to learn. And so we miss her tremendously. This community misses Miss Sylla. But today, the community got justice for Miss Sylla. And Mr. Church, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about what happened with the sentencing today, but I just want to say thank you for your professionalism, for your support, and for always ensuring that our victims come to life in the courtroom. They're not here to speak for themselves, so we have to speak for them, and you do it so well, so thank you.
I appreciate that. The only thing I'd like to point out for those that had followed the case is Ms. Braveboy and Ms. Jackson both have engaged the community in a way that they get involved in what happens. And if this isn't one of the best cases to show that, I don't know what is. If it had not been for the actions of a citizen who was just at work at 9:30 in the evening on July 31st of 2023 and getting a picture because he saw something he thought was unusual, we would not be here today. So the citizens, the community, and the way they interact with the police and reach out, see something they think is unusual and take action. Mr. Eddie Marino did an amazing job and got us where we are today. Not only Mr. Marino, we had the collaboration, and I know Ms. Jackson is into the collaboration with the different law enforcement agencies. The FBI was heavily involved, our DNA lab in Prince George's County, Detective John Wood with the Prince George's County Homicide Unit, one of the best in the country. Maryland National Capital Park Police used cadaver dogs. They spent forever searching for the remains that have not yet been found. But they pulled it all together, and it was a collaboration of all the law enforcement agencies that got us here today and got a dangerous person off of the street with a sentence of life without parole.
At trial, I mean, obviously there was nothing, and the defense attorney today said we're not going to pull motive, we can't give you a motive. But at the trial, he suggested that he wanted to get his demons out so that he would stop beating his girlfriend. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So in one of the jail calls to his, presumably then his girlfriend, he said that he wanted to talk to her, but, you know, maybe when he got out, about what happened right before he went into jail. And at that time, he was being jailed for the abuse of his, of the mother of his child, who lived here in Greenbelt, Maryland. And what he said was that right before he got entered the jail, that he let the savage out. And that was what we played, and I played during the opening, that well, I won't use the colorful language he used, but that that the savage was released from him. And so what I think is that he is savage, that he committed a very savage act, but that he was also very calculating in how he covered it up. Because he did not, it is his right not to speak during the sentencing hearing, he can't tell us why Miss Sylla, because we don't believe they knew each other at all. They were perfect strangers, which is very scary. Perfect strangers, right? So I don't think we'll ever know his true motive, but what we do know is that he did it, that he was clear-minded that he did it, and that he was very calculating in trying to cover up what he had done. So this was something that was done with a sober mind, because you cannot kill someone, dismember their body, basically separate their body parts, because again, we haven't found her head, portion of her neck, her arms, and the bottom half of her legs. We don't have those parts, so we only have a torso. And so he did all of that, and then he decided to involve or attempt to involve his relatives, his friends, in covering up the crime. So he knew exactly what he did, and I think that the sentence today really illustrated that the judge was clear that this wasn't something that he did out of some type of PCP rage or something like that, but he did this because he wanted to, and then he tried to cover it up.
What do you make of the contrast between, on the one hand, we're not taking responsibility here, we're going to appeal, we don't want to take responsibility, but if you want to hold us responsible, we'll blame it on substance abuse, blame it on a rough childhood, just all that got said today.
I mean, I think that it wasn't convincing, clearly. I think the judge saw right through it. I think that Jonathan Church's, his commentary and what he not only said, but the words from the defendant himself that he played during that closing told the story. I mean, he was absolutely attempting to cover up something that he knew that he'd done. He knew where he placed the tools that he used to commit the act, and he was trying to get his girlfriend to tell his family members to cover up and to not provide critical information to law enforcement. So again, you can say what you want to say, but what the facts are what they are.
Dorothy?
Mr. Church, probably. How challenging is it for you as a prosecutor with these missing pieces of the puzzle? It's the fact that we still don't know where the rest of her remains are. We still don't know why or exactly what happened in that moment of her death. How is that haunting?
Of course it is, yeah. And the family, speaking to Mr. Muhammad yesterday, her son, I mean, he was very broken up about not knowing where her remaining parts were. He was successful in discarding them, whether, like Judge Kader said, either one place or multiple places. And so that is disheartening, because you want to bring everything to closure that you possibly can. So that is disturbing, and not knowing how or why is disturbing as well. What's more rewarding is we have the one, and he will not be out among us again. And so that is the only solace we can take in that.
Is there any more investigation that happens at this point to try and find the missing remains?
Actually, they are still investigating. Yes, it has not been given up. Is it unlikely? I hope not, but they have not stopped investigating. They're still interviewing people that may know of any other movements. So one day they may turn up.
Any thoughts on Judge Kader's comments that she was imposing the highest sentence so that he would never get out and harm the community again? Any thoughts on preventing him, from coming back to do further harm?
Well, the purpose of sentencing, of course, at least one of the purposes of sentencing is to protect the community. And I think she spoke to just that. We have to make sure that members of our community will not be harmed, and she said that, will not be harmed again by him, by Mr. Landon, and that they're protected. And that's the job of our office, to make sure that we protect members of this community.
There were comments made by the victim's son in his statement that had to do with him saying that you saw someone that looked like a foreigner. Do you think that that had anything to do with why she was targeted here, or is that completely different?
We don't have any information to say that that's the case. No, I mean, if we had something, we would have probably introduced that, but no.
Two more. We'll start with Brad.
So, you didn't know Madame Sylla, but I spent a lot of time talking to her family and her friends back then. What's your impression of this woman?
This woman was a good person. She cared about people. She was religious. She was a believer, and she loved her children, the children she taught in our public schools here in Prince George's County. She's someone who they remember. I've met students who she taught. I actually met parents of children who she taught, and they remember her. They remember her like she's a family member because of the impact that she had on their child's life during whatever period of time that they were in her classroom. So this is someone who she's missed because she was so beloved by so many, and then also members of her community. They knew her. They knew her. She stood out maybe because she is Muslim, and she was a proud member of the Muslim community. And she had a routine. She would walk to get her exercise, and she would pray at her mosque. And so when she didn't come to her mosque for evening prayer, she was missed. That's why the investigation started the night that she went missing, because she had a routine. She stuck to her routine, and when she didn't show up where she was supposed to, her friends immediately were concerned. So she's just she was a good woman, and we miss her.
The family, sister and son could not be here today, and I imagine you've had many intimate conversations with them over the course of the last 2 years. Usually after court, you stop by, you talk to them, you touch base on them. What would you say to them today when you do call them on the phone, whoever it is?
I think I do more listening than I do talking. I know that might be hard to believe. I think the questions are going to be, what questions do you have of us? And to reassure them that we haven't given up on the other things that need to be determined, the what, why, and where the remaining parts are. Because I think that's important to Mr. Muhammad, at the very least, as to that part for him, his closure. And frankly, just to offer whatever services we can provide with them, because psychologically, I know this takes a huge toll on them as well. I mean, now Mr. Muhammad is in the United States, Miss Toure is on the Ivory Coast, so I don't know how much we could offer her there. But, and just to be an ear to listen, I really think that's what they need most of the time, is just to listen.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have
Yeah. Hey, John, have him turn this on.